Hey TFW clients, having a fantastic day. The weather's absolutely beautiful out, so hopefully you get out there and enjoying it. So what I want to do today is really talk about more on the nutritional side, so we'll start doing this once a week for you guys. Just small educational components that I think will help give you some clarity and give you some tools in your toolbox for from a nutritional standpoint. So the things I want to talk about today and address, I want to first address portion control and portion sizes, and then kind of give you some calories and give you perspective. Because when you think about it, a lot of times what we do is we overeat, and we just don't realize how many calories we're consuming. But if you're able to control your environment a little bit more, what I'm saying there is you prepare your own food, you can control the calories, and you'll consume better quality calories, and you will also be able to feel satisfied doing so. So I'm going to show you a couple different options, male, female, portion sizes, and then we'll talk about protein. So I have some plates and some demonstrations. I've done this in the past, and I want to help just go a little bit deeper, because then we'll do some calculations on the calories and then give you some, around calorie totals and then protein totals. So what I want to start with first is, obviously you want to start with protein, and I'm going to show you a couple different protein sources. So I'm going to actually remove here some of the other sources, and then we're going to put the protein sources. So the three protein sources I have an egg, and then I have chicken breast, and then I have some salmon. So what I want to talk through is, okay, if you guys wanted to build a meal, whether it's breakfast, lunch, or dinner, we would start in this component, or start with these components. You always want to build a meal around protein. And I'll give you numbers on these three. Okay, so one large egg, and we'll say it's probably a large egg, right? It's going to be 72 calories and 6.3 grams. And again, we're in a range. We may be off slightly, but if we're close enough, we're good enough. So if you think about that, 72 calories, 6.3 grams of protein. So for a female, what we would typically recommend is 2 of these for breakfast. So you're looking at 144 calories and around 12 grams of protein, give or take, right? So we're in that range. We push up a little bit more, and we can go up to 100 or 288 calories, 25 grams. So 3. Ideally, some females we may push them up to that 3, because if we're getting 25 grams of protein, that is a big deal. Because we would like for all females to consume around 20 to 25 grams of protein per meal. So just think about that. Here, I'm going to take the resources off to give you a perspective. So if you would say 3 of these, it's going to fill your plate, right? 1, 2, 3. That's going to fill your plate. That's going to give you around 280 calories and 25 grams of protein. If you started your day off that way, and then you can add, if you want to add some other calories, push up to about 300, 350, you can add some greens. So if you would add some broccoli, so like 1 cup of broccoli, so from a standpoint of portion sizes, female, okay, we'll start with the egg. I'm reverting a little bit. But palm size, fills your palm, okay? Think about that way in a protein source. But we may even push it a little bit more as far as to get your protein in. So if a female had, obviously 1 large egg, 2 large eggs, again, we're going to push around that not quite like 288 calories and around that 25 grams, which hits us at that marker point. And you may not feel totally full, or you may, because typically when you build a meal around protein, you're going to feel full. And it's going to satisfy some of the hormonal components that you need. So you cannot replace the protein source. I know a lot of people don't, or will go more away from protein. The protein should be the foundation, the building block, because there's amino acids and things, and there's a chemical response that happens when you consume protein. You will feel satisfied, and it's going to affect your hormonal balance, and your hunger components are going to be satisfied as well. So think of it that way. Now, if we switch the protein sources, let's just say we go to a chicken breast, okay? Again, male, if you go 2 palm size, 2 chicken breasts. So I'll use the salmon for this place. You start the foundation component here, okay? So for For the salmon, it's going to be about 25 grams. For the chicken, pretty similar, around 25 grams per 4 ounces. For the salmon, it's a little bit heavier in calories, which is fine because it's fat. The salmon's going to run 230 calories per 4 ounces. And then obviously the chicken breast is going to run 187, a little leaner. But just think of it this way, if you had 2 chicken breasts at 8 ounces, right, 374 calories, and you're looking at, you know, that 50 grams per protein. So right there is the foundation of the meal. So just think about that. And most people, like, if you just ate this without adding the other carbs, you would probably feel pretty satisfied. So that's how we want you guys to think about building a meal. Now we're going to throw in a couple other. Again, for a female, we started with just the chicken breast. We get some, I always go complex carbs, so greens. So this is broccoli. So say if we got a cup size, palm size full of broccoli, estimation it's going to be, our fist size portion of broccoli is going to be around 1 cup. Again, this gives you perspective. And that's around 55 calories, about 11 grams of protein in that. So you're looking, you got 25, 11, so you're pushing up past that 30 marker point or 30 gram marker point already, and you're getting your carbs from here. This can be good enough for a meal, and you will feel satisfied if you choose to eat this, I guarantee you. If you want to add some simple carbs into it, like blueberries, I'll give you an example because we have a good example of blueberries here. You can add those simple carbs. Again, it's going to push your calorie count. So let's pull this back. And let's just say we used 187 calories, and then we added on around 55 calories on top of that. So, you know, we're just over 200 calories right there for a female. It's a pretty good foundation to start. Now, if we wanted more, there's 2 different options with this. Obviously, if you were feeling like your carbs were really low, then you can add some carbs. Okay, if you add some carbs, simple blueberries, like a half cup, is around 42 calories. You still have a little bit of protein, it's 0.55, not as much. When you look at this is a good meal, and I guarantee it's going to fill you up. You don't always have to put these simple carbs in, because if you wanted to, you can add a little bit more portion size with, obviously, the broccoli. So I wanted to give you guys a perspective. Again, for a male, it's going to push 2 palm size. It's going to be 2 of these. So I'm going to grab another fibrous carb. And you're going to look at it from that perspective. And if you added or wanted to add some brown rice, then some a little bit simpler carb, not totally. These are going to be a little bit more complex. They're fibrous, more nutritional base, and then a little bit more simple. For a male, that's a good amount of food. So we're looking, and I'll give you an estimation that, see, if we're going 8 ounces of, let's say it was chicken breast, we're going 374 calories, 50 grams, around that 50 gram marker point of protein, probably a little bit more than that because the other things have protein in them. And we're looking just under 500 calories for your meal. So that will get you where you need to be as far as building your meal around protein and portion size. So if you just ate three meals just like this, you're going to be close to what you need as far as a protein source. Now, a calorie source depends on structure and size, right? But if you had, so you had 3 meals at 500, you know, you're at 1,500, you have some play there. Most males are going to be in that 2,000 calories, so your snacks will add up to that. It depends if you're in caloric restriction or not. Now, your female is going to be a little bit different. If we're around at 200, 230, marker points up to closer around at 12. So give or take, we can add some calories. Very simple. So hopefully this helps. It gives you an understanding of what you should look for when you build a meal, and how. I know a lot of times, you know, we hear that it's too hard to get my protein component in. It's really not. You may have to plan and take a little bit more proactive approach to this. But if you truly look at it, and I'm showing you some lean, nice protein sources, and you actually follow this, for the most part, you're going to feel satisfied, and you're going to hit your protein sources fairly easy. And if you can consistently do that, obviously you're going to feel, there's a hormonal change, there is a satisfaction of protein. When you consume the protein, obviously there's a chemical response, it takes a lot longer to break down. And then if you add a fibrous carbohydrate on there, again, you're going to keep your energy level across the board. So hopefully this helps. What I'm going to start doing is allowing you guys to give me more feedback as far as what you guys want, what areas that you want me to talk about as far as education and the nutritional platform. So I'll kick the email out and let you guys respond. When you respond, it comes right back to me. Or you guys can respond on this thread and just let me know other topics that you would like me to address and help you guys. Okay? So hopefully this helps. Let me know if you have any other questions. We do have some samples that we hand out at the beginning of our program. I just wanted to reiterate and show you how simple it can be to get those protein sources in, build a meal in the calorie range you need around protein and complex carbs. So I will talk to you guys next week, and I will kick that email out as well.